Well, what we can control right now is we can control our attitudes and we control, us getting better, especially in the quarantine. Right now, we've been calling this whole quarantine the quality. So quarantine the quality is what we've been calling it. And the world right now is looking for encouragement right now. Like what you're seeing today is people don't know what to do. People are very fearful of what their next move is going to be, their next 5 moves and everything along those lines. And I can tell you, like, for myself, I never thought I'll ever be in financial services. Control right now is we control our attitudes and we control that I'll be a business owner. My family, I come from a very corporate family. My mom's an educator. My dad's an engineer. And what I noticed very quickly is with them is that they never had control of both things that everyone's always looking for, which is time and money. And they always had one or the other. And like my mom had time, but she didn't make a lot of money. My dad had money. He didn't have a lot of time. And I saw that when I was growing up and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And I wanted to be able to change things. And I always believe there's always one person in a family that can change the way that family's last name holds some respect, the way that family's lifestyle is going to be able to live and move forward, and what type of inheritance you're going to be able to pass down, because inheritance is money, but legacy is the principles and values you pour into people. And I wanted those things to change for my family. And so I thought basketball was going to do it. And I really did. I thought God, made me black and gave me some jumping ability just to play basketball. That's what he did. I was like, you know what, I'm going to do that. And I became an All-American and went to University of Utah, the school I went to, and they told me I was good enough to go to the league, and everything was working out the way it was supposed to work out. And then one thing happened that I couldn't control, which is me getting injured. I got injured, and then I had to make a decision on what I was going to do next. And then from there, I was kind of like in a place in my life, because you think about you being told and you had a vision that you're going to be somewhere your whole life, and all of a sudden that's getting taken away. And then I became like, and really, to be quite honest with you guys, I became like really functional depressed, like, because I was like, what am I going to do next? Like, what's next for me? And I had to figure that out. And I thank God I had good people around me. I think God always puts people around you to, we call them your guardian angels, to direct you the way you need to be directed. And they told me about the insurance industry, and I became a corporate broker at about 21 years old and did very well at Orange County, California. And as a broker, what happens is you're supposed to go to networking events, and we make pretty good money. My wife at that time was working at Casa Permanente too. And one thing that we noticed very quickly is that even though we were making cool money, but we didn't have control of our time still. And I had 3 kids that are young, and they were, literally the school system's teaching them more than we were. And we're working 16, 18-hour days. I'm commuting 4 hours a day. And I just wanted more control of my time. I felt like I was falling in the same trap my parents were falling into. And it's pretty interesting when you start praying hard enough that somehow, some way, God is going to open up a door or send a package your way that you got to open. And it's interesting how I meet this guy by the name of Dr. Lynn Cooper, and I'm blessed to say he's on this call. And I met him at a network event, and everything changed that day for me. Everything changed. And he talked about a company that was looking for leaders, a company that can change people's lives, a company that's not just trying to make money, but really is on a real crusade and wants to make history and really be able to help different communities and cultures. And I'm a big advocate of my culture and my community. And he said, "Hey, are you up to the challenge?" And at this time, it was not even going on really with the company. He's going to definitely tell the story, I'm pretty sure, with that as well, and what's going on today. It was like we only had like 9 offices maybe, and there was no valuetainment. There was no Patrick and David like on a big scale or anything like that. And it was just vision. It was vision. But I loved the way he spoke vision. I loved where he talked about where we're going to go. And I loved how he told me this. He told me this. He says, you take this thing seriously. Every 60, 90 days, you're going to be in a position to be able to travel the world with your toes in the sand somewhere. You're going to be able to, you're not going to be worrying about money. Money's not going to be an issue. You're going to be, the worst thing you're going to worry about is, what am I going to eat today? Like in regards to choosing, like what restaurant, 5-star restaurant you're going to choose. That's the worst thing you have to do, right? He said, your kid's going to go to the best private schools. He says, you're going to be in a position to be able to add so much value to not just your community, but your culture, but also your country. But most importantly, you're going to be able to help other people's legacies hold weight. Once he told me that, that's what got me. I was like, you know what? I'm in for that. I can sell that to that. And best decision I ever made. Literally in 7 months, we were able to replace my income. And then we came here full force. A year later, we got my wife out of her position. And we've been here now for 8 years, overseeing 12 offices of the 130. Blessed to say we're co-owners of this firm as well. And we're very excited. Like, we're very excited. Like in a pandemic, that we can be in a position to make pretty much a 6-figure income in a month. I mean, I don't know too many industries that allow you to do stuff like that. But again, we're not here for the money. We're here for the purpose. And that's what I love about what we do. I just got off a call right now, right before this one. He looks at my shirt. He says, "What's wartime leader stand for?" What's wartime leader stand for? I said, at the end of the day, man, there's different types of leadership. And I can tell you that our leadership here is wartime. They're in the trenches with us. They're not managing us. They're actually working and actually really rolling up their sleeves and want to really help you get to your purpose. And that's what wartime leadership really means. And I'm so blessed to say that we have wartime leaders all around us. And the person that brought me on board, and I'm so grateful for this individual, because without him, I would not be living the lifestyle that we live today. Without him, literally, I would not be driving the cars we drive, would not be traveling the way we travel. My kids wouldn't be so cultured the way they are. They got more stamps in their passports than most people ever have. They call it tattoos. Kind of weird. Like my kids call their passports tattoos. Like so weird for me. But that's what they call it. And like it's just different because of this individual being able to reach out to me and show me mentorship and show me value. And I follow this guy simply, the reason why Joe Molina says he follows me, I get my principles and values from him. And I love the way that, he speaks to his queen. I love the way that he raises his kids. I love the way that he operates his business with integrity. And because of that, I can tell you that it's been a trickle-down effect. And I always tell him, we're going to be his biggest annuity by far. He has a little bit of annuities right now, doing a little well, but, some annuities slowed down. We're just going to pass them up, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about. But without further ado, I do want to bring up my coach, my mentor, because without him, I would not be here. Without him, none of us would be on this call. Without him, PHP wouldn't even be where it's at, because he opened up the first office there is to be able to open so many legacies that have been opened up at this point. But I want to bring my coach. Do I have Mr. Dr. Lynn Cooper on the call?
Curtis, I'm on the call. I've been trying to start the video so you guys could put a face to a name, but for whatever reason, it's not showing up. So I'm going to try to log in.
They call me a model. Your picture looks like you modeling right now, man. That's what that looks like.
I want to be like you when I grow up, man.
Look like GQ, man. I love it. All yours, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Can you, let's see. Let me turn on my video from here. How about we do that? Can you guys see me okay? Can you guys see me? Can you guys see me okay? Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome.
We're good.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off right here. All right, cool. So, hey, listen, I got another call that I'm getting ready to do in a couple of minutes, but I wanted to reach out to you guys and first of all, let you know how great of a leader you guys have in Joel Molina and just the group out there in the Las Vegas area. He actually pioneered that area. And so we're very excited about who you guys have as a leader. Obviously, Curtis and Spring, they're phenomenal at what they do. And I really wanted to just talk to you these couple of minutes before I have to go about the vision of liberation. Obviously, the vision of PHP is we want to have 500,000 licensed agents. We want to be the biggest, baddest, best financial services firm that has ever existed in the history of building, and we plan to absolutely do that. And the liberation vision is to have 100,000 licensed agents. We intend to be in every state in the country and every relevant country throughout the world and dominate the top 10 of the Leaders Bulletin. So you become a part of that. And where you are right now, I want you to understand something. There has never been a time in the history of the company that what's happening right now, right here, this month, this week, today, has never happened in the history of the entire existence. I've been here since the very beginning with Patrick. Many of the books that we have, we sat down together and planned those. The presentations, the early presentations, we sat down together as a group of people and put those things together. So I want you to understand that I have perspective. And right now you have the opportunity to become a field associate with our firm. All you need to do is get 4 business partners, help 4 families, and do 4,000 points. Instead of going over the specifics of what that looks like, what I need you to understand is this. If you are already there, you need to help somebody else get there. Because the way you can structure your business is to help 3 people become field associates. So now what happens is by the end of May, you structure yourself and put yourself in a position to have one of the premier positions in the entire company. And when you have coaches like Luke and Maricela Rayford, when you have coaches like Joel Molina, when you have coaches like Curtis and Spring Eatman, this begins to show you the all-star crew of support that you have around you. So what you've got to do is what they are to you, you've got to eventually become that to somebody else. Now, you're going to go through some peaks and valleys. That's a part of entrepreneurship. You're going to go through some hardships. That's a part of entrepreneurship. You're going to go through some times where you feel uncertain about yourself. That's what it means to be an entrepreneur. Because if you wanted to be rich, and if everybody could be rich, everybody would be rich. But everybody doesn't get rich because they don't have the guts and the courage and the tenacity to do it. So as I wrap up, I got a 4 o'clock that I need to rush to. I want you to understand that where you are right now, you are uniquely positioned to do something special. This will never happen again. And so every single day, you got to think about it like a closeout day. Don't just listen to me saying this and then go about business as usual. Treat this as if today is the last day to turn in business. Why? Because your sense of urgency isn't your friend's sense of urgency, or your parent's sense of urgency, or your colleague that you work with sense of urgency. So treat every day like it's your last day. So when you wake up on June 1st, you become a field associate and you have field associates on your team. So now you set yourself up to become a marketing director. And with that, what happens? Great equalizer bonus comes with marketing director position. Unlimited overrides, no matter who you have in your business, comes with being a marketing director. So I want you to know, I got a message right now saying that we're on this other Zoom call. So with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your day. And I look forward to seeing you and meeting you in person. All right. I got to take off. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Dr. Cooper.